But first, we have breaking news. The state is threatening to withhold tens of millions of dollars from the city of Detroit.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Joanne Purton.
And I'm Diana Lewis. 7 Action News investigator Bill Proctor is here now to explain. Bill?
Big money moving around. Remember back in March, $80 million the city needed. Well, state revenue sharing money starting to come back. The state says at this point it's a matter of trust. That a legal fight between the city and the state over the consent agreement and the question of whether Detroit really is owed some $220 million from the state puts the previous financing deal in jeopardy. It was a deputy for State Treasurer Andy Dillon who authored and sent the threatening letter to Detroit to withhold the money. Already in place, an $80 million bond that was to help the city pay back its bills. That was to be paid back later this month when another larger bond issue was set to actually create that $80 million for the payback. The state now says if the lawsuit isn't withdrawn by next week, the $80 million will go to pay the bank, the guaranteeing bank, and not go to Detroit. In the letter written by Deputy State Treasurer Tom Saxon, he says the city, quote, "The litigation has led Treasury and the other third parties involved to question the ability of the city and the state to enter into the agreement, and that would complete the transaction," unquote. Now, the state continues to insist it does not owe the city of Detroit any money from a more than 10-year-old tax reduction agreement that was taken care of up in Lansing. And the Snyder administration believes that it will win the court battle against the city leaders. But the governor's office insists that at this stage it is crucial to keep that bond deal in place without pressure from a pending lawsuit. And so at this point, the headbutting continues, but there's no doubt that the Treasury and the Snyder administration making it very clear either Detroit pull back this lawsuit or $80 million is going to be frozen and maybe given to the bank instead of the city.
You're playing hardball, expensive hardball.
Yes.
We certainly are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And